And you're all very welcome along. We are here at Seymour Shaw. German now on the break. German. San Filippo. 2-0. All good? Oh, wait, what's your second name? Subaidi. Say again? Yeah. Should we do sound check? Sound check, yeah. Now Everett pouring forward. He's got Marcic inside him. Crosses it back in for Rag. Sutherland Sharks and SD Raiders. Have you got this muted? Well, you're all very welcome along. We are here at Seymour Shaw, and sunscreen is essential here today. It is a beautiful, beautiful late spring day here in the Sutherland Shire, God's country, as it is known to the locals. And their team, the Sutherland Sharks, have secured 4th place on the ladder. They are guaranteed a spot in the playoffs. They are guaranteed a spot in the Australian Championship, which has been their target all year. And they are going to finish out the season, you would imagine, in carnival style here in front of an absolutely packed house. It was 9-3 in the under-20s game beforehand. Sutherland Sharks triumphing. I'm not sure we're going to get 9-3, but certainly you'd imagine it's going to be an open game. Significantly more to play for the away side. They're playing in green here. The SD Raiders, they currently sit in 9th on the ladder. And depending on the result here, and depending on the results elsewhere, their best case scenario is that they can come 5th on the ladder. Their worst case scenario is that they can come 12th, and they can come just about anywhere else in between. The only thing they need to worry about really is that they have got to win this game. They've likely got to win this game by 3, 4, maybe even 5 goals. That is the important thing for the away side. And we'll bring you their starting lineup now. It's Figueira in goal, McHugh, Letta, McGrath and Everett, Maddie Lee, Marcic, Kinezovic and Shabatu, and up front Malbasa, and out wide Charlie Rag. For the Sutherland Sharks, mixing the team up a little bit, no Diego Bonilla, no Thiesvane Morongan, no Brendan Gann and no Jordi Perez. So David Perkovic with a bit of an eye to Wednesday evening. They're unaware of who their opponents are going to be, of course, on Wednesday evening. They've got a bit of an eye on that. And so their team is Daniel Nizic in goal. It's German, Perchevsky, Gian Ferrese and the 17-year-old Pietro Sanfilippo. He's going to be playing at the back. Lockie MacDonald, Tarek Maya, Nick Olsen, and another young player, Bryce Harrison, just 18 years of age in midfield. And then up front, significantly more familiar faces, Richard Sheweki and Ty McGowan. So very, very interesting here. As we said, some people making their debuts. It's Pietro Sanfilippo. He was going to be wearing the number 43 jersey. So when you've got the 43 and the 44 jersey out there for the Sutherland Sharks, you know it's a youthful lineup. And speaking of youthful, our referee out there is the young Noah Moss, getting more experience all the time. He's had a terrific season. Cameron Wright and Aranath Gobanath supporting him. Ayad Naji is our fourth official. And we are off and running. Sutherland Sharks playing from right to left on your screen. They're playing in green with the white shorts and white socks. Sutherland Sharks, as expected, are playing in their all light blue strip. Alongside me here today, it's Mohit Subedi, I beg your pardon. And as I'm sure you'll see, we are facing directly into the sun here. There's been an absolutely fantastic gantry built here at Seymour Shaw. You can see Smithy's Bar over on the right hand side, and it is packed to the rafters. Grays Point FC, I understand, are here in big numbers, the juniors. And the fantastic stand there on the other side, the John Smith stand. It gives you a much, much better view of the field, a much better view of the crowd as well. Terrific crowd here. They're looking to break the crowd record. I'm not sure they'll quite break the crowd records here, but you'd imagine Wednesday night there would be an excellent chance of doing that. Trying to break that magical 2,000 figure, and they've come super, super close a couple of times. Ball now at the back with Daniel Nizic, their goalkeeper and captain. What a year he's had. Nizic kept them up last season where they were in danger of being relegated, and has been the difference between draws and wins, the difference between draws and defeats. He's been absolutely terrific in several matches, as is this man, Tarek Maya. And he drops it short for MacDonald, who finds Ferrese. Back again for Nizic. And Nizic out for German. German finds Olsen. Nick Olsen again. 2, 3, 4 players around him. Olsen. He does brilliantly. At first he does brilliantly, but just too many defenders in green there for Nick Olsen. And he loses out now to Charlie Ragg. Ragg playing it back for Lockie McGrath. McGrath gets the return pass. Strides forward now, McGrath. Ragg looking to make a run here on this near side. Just to find Marcic again. Marcic, he's got Ragg in behind. Can Ragg get there? Doesn't quite have the pace, Ragg. Lockie MacDonald is there. He's played almost every match this season, MacDonald. He's been very, very solid at the back. Solid and dependable, as you would hope a full-back to be. And they're going to build from the back again. McGrath finds Letta. Gets the return pass. Back again for McGrath. McGrath striding forward again. He's got Richard Sheweki there, looking to close him down. Sheweki does just enough, and the ball is turned over for Tarek Maya. Maya, full 360 from Maya, finds Ferrese. Ferrese, no real options forward, and he's calling for MacDonald to get back, and MacDonald is saying, play it over the top, mate. But you've got to imagine there will be a little bit of miscommunication and uncertainty with this pretty unusual lineup for the Sutherland Sharks. McGowan now on the ball in midfield. He gets caught in possession by Lee. And Lee in turn finds Letta. Letta for McGrath. McGrath for Shabadu. And they've got a chance. First chance at goal here. Rather scuffed his shot. Mihail Marcic. First half chance for either side. It's fallen to SD Raiders. Mentioning weather conditions for you, it's very, very warm. The wind is at the backs of the SD Raiders in this first half. I'd say it's a medium wind. It seems to be getting up just a fraction. But it certainly is warm for the players out there. We'll see what impact that has, both on their fitness but also on the substitutions that both teams make. So many players out for SD Raiders as well. I mentioned at the start the number of players out for the Sutherland Sharks. Kianese is out, Cooper Hannigan is out, Seb Malfara also out. As we pause for a moment, McGowan has got the ball just on the edge of the box, but he gets caught by Shabatu. Shabatu this foul. The two number 22s coming into contact there, Shabatu and McGowan. Shabatu wins the free kick, which the SD Raiders have taken quickly. And they found Lee. Again for Letta. He's just rushed off the ball there slightly by Shiweki. And now down to this near side for Charlie Rag. Rag plays the ball over the top. Malbasa gets there well, Malbasa. Those distinctive orange boots of his. Malbasa looks to go around the outside, but not going to get around Jamie Perchevsky that easily. He's been a rock at the back all season. For the men from the Sutherland Shire, Jamie Perchevsky just walking a little bit gingerly after that. Well, he shepherded the ball out of play. Didn't actually have to make a tackle in the end, Perchevsky, but just walking a fraction gingerly. That's the last thing David Perkovic and co will want to see. Just closing that out, Marty Fernandez, Seb Malfara, Cooper Hannigan and Noah Chianese all out today. Majority of those through suspension, with some injuries there as well. Chianese is their top scorer with 8. Fernandez has got 7. So their two top scorers both out. Malbasa is there, he's got 7 as well. He is out there. Yakov Malbasa. And he's looked lively in the first few minutes, but again, Perchevsky paying close attention to him. So Malbasa and Marcic are the two furthest forwards for the ST Raiders. Charlie Rag hugging this near touchline. And a little conversation just striding over. Luka Knezovic just heading over to speak with his manager. Goran Laboya, both of them, as I understand it, speak Serbian, so they can speak Serbian to each other. Make sure that nobody from, well, almost nobody from the Sutherland Shark side can hear what they're talking about. And the ball is bowled out from Nisic. He finds Olsen. Olsen looking to play the ball over the top for Shiweki. Lee gets there. Gets a little cushion tether Lee and then turns the ball back inside nicely. Well, the last touch there off a blue jersey, and so it's going to be a goal kick. No, goal kick is taken. Figueira drops it out to this near side, and the ball is played forward. And he's in behind here, Rag. Is he showing his pace? Charlie Rag, can he get in behind? Can he get a touch? Perchevsky's there. He's got a touch, Rag. He's bearing down on goal. He's just got Nizic to beat here, Charlie Rag. He checks back inside. Rag with the shot. Brilliantly blocked by Daniel Nizic, as he has done all season, Daniel Nizic. The last line of defence on so many occasions. Absolutely brilliant stop there. Charlie Rag bearing down on goal. It slipped inside the last defender. But I think expensive a corner, which is going to be floated in now towards the near post. Clever play by Marcic there. He just let the ball go past him. We're going to repeat the trick here. Second opportunity for a corner now for Rag. Again, tries the near post. Just evades Marcic a second time, but it's come back again for Rag. And he drops it back now for Everett. Everett floats it in towards the back post. And just over the head there of Gian Ferrese. And it dropped in behind. James Letta had a little bit more time than he thought. Perhaps an opportunity to chest that down, James Letta. As the ball sailed over Gian Ferrese's head. They've taken the goal kick now. And Perchevsky is there. Perchevsky plays it inside for Harrison now. Getting a few early touches, Harrison. And he finds Olsen. Olsen inside for McGowan. A little push in the back is there. There's indeed directly in front of Noah Moss. And, he says, yes, push in the back there. We'll have ourselves a free kick to the Sutherland Sharks. Not showing a tremendous amount of intensity so far, Sutherland Sharks. Just keeping an eye on all the scores at the other grounds. No goals in any games at the moment. The game that ST Raiders will be watching most closely is Wollongong Wolves against Manly. In their perfect scenario, ST Raiders' perfect scenario, they need Wollongong Wolves to beat Manly United by 2-0. That helps them no end. That brings both Wollongong Wolves and Manly to -2 goal difference and 41 points. And that is where ST Raiders need to get to. 41 points and -2 goal difference. They're not going to do that unless they can keep the Sutherland Sharks at bay. Ball is now played back for Olsen. Olsen back inside for Maya. Maya just on the edge of the box, steps inside. And now McGowan on the underlapping run. McGowan plays it across. Can be stopped and cleared. First goal of the afternoon. Well, there's 2 goals now in quick succession. Spirit leading Marconi by 1-0. That is bad news if you're an SD Raider supporter. And Sydney United 1 goal to the good against St George FC. That really has no impact on this game. Sydney United will definitely come in the top 3. Now ball is played over the top, looking for Maya. McHugh Shore comes across well. McHugh Shore heads the ball clear. So Sydney United 1 goal to the good, and NWS Spirit 1 goal to the good against Marconi. That would be bad news for the men in green. If it is that Spirit currently sitting on 40 points, they would move up to 43. That is a number that SD Raiders cannot get to. But I'm sure they will be avoiding the score, just focusing on trying to win this game, getting themselves an early goal, getting the Sutherland Sharks on the back foot. And the ball comes now across to this near side. Rag is looping around outside Knezovic. Knezovic now finds Rag. He stayed onside Rag. He's in the box again. Rag plays it back to the penalty spot where Marcic was waiting. And, kept the shot down, Marcic, but couldn't get it on target. David Perkovic screaming instructions from the sideline. A really unusual situation here for the Sutherland Sharks. They've made the finals after so many years away. They have made the Australian Championship. It's only in its 2nd season. They, of course, did not make it last year. David Perkovic did as coach of NWS Spirit, but then didn't coach in the actual competition itself. And they really have nothing to play for here. And in fact, probably playing on their minds. Wednesday's game, the Australian Championship ahead, not wanting to pick up injuries. And oftentimes when that happens, you just go into tackles at 90% or 75%. Not quite at the pitch of the game. That is when injuries can happen, when players start second-guessing themselves. Will I go for this or will I not? That moment's hesitation. And you've got to imagine some of these Sutherland Sharks players will be feeling that here today. Not showing it so far. As McDonald finds Ferrese, who drops it back in for Maya, who in turn finds Perchevsky for German. Back again for Perchevsky. To Golson calling for the ball out on that left-hand side. Harrison coming short. Calling for the ball, Harrison from German. Good confidence. Only 18 years of age. Bryce Harrison in that 44 jersey. And now played over the top for Shaweki. But flag goes up on this near side. Aranath Gobanath is our assistant on this near side. Cameron Wright is on the other. And that was an easy one for Aranath Gobanath. He'd strayed a metre or so offside Richard Shaweki. Just looking for the early ball. Ball didn't come. Hadn't gotten back onside in time. And so Lockie McGrath, he's going to leave it in fact, McGrath for Miguel Ferreira. Just over 12 minutes gone in this game. Still no score. SG Raiders look the brighter. They've had a couple of good chances. Daniel Lizic called into action just the once. As Lee now propels the header back in the general direction of Daniel Lizic. Some lovely interplay here from the SG Raiders. Rag can't quite get there. Rag hesitated for a moment and Harrison does well. And he gets it away, but only as far as Knezovic. Knezovic looking for Lee. Finds Rag, who in turn finds McGrath. And drops it back for Everett. Everett in for Lee. Nice possession play here from the ST Raiders. Rag looking to go around the outside. McDonald checks his run. Rag now crosses it into the back post. Looking for Shabatu. Sanfilippo was there though and gets an early touch. Gets the ball away. They're back in possession again almost immediately. Shaweki pressing hard as he always does. And again they come. McGrath now just on the edge of the box. Lockie McGrath plays it inside. Malbassa turning, looking around the outside of German. He does get around the outside of German. Manages to keep the ball in play. Shabatu was there. Shabatu drives in the cross. Ball bounces up rather awkwardly. Harrison does well to get it away, but only half away. And they're coming again, the SG Raiders. Everything on the line for them here. All they can do is win and hope for favours elsewhere. And they're certainly playing that way. They're playing like they mean to win. And the Sutherland Sharks are sitting back. Every Sutherland Sharks player now in the defensive third of the field. as the ball is switched across to this near side again for Rag. Kills the ball beautifully. Holds off McDonald. He's got Everett there, offering an option. And Everett gets it again and drops it off for Lee. And back inside for McGrath. He wants more pressure, David Perkovic. He's calling his players forward. As Rag does well. Goes around the outside of Ferreze. And then drops it off now for McHugh-Shore. McHugh-Shore with the left foot, crossing it towards the penalty spot. The header is won there well by Marcic. Really has the feeling of a training game here so far. As though it's defence against attack in training. Sutherland Sharks are sitting right back. They've had almost no possession. SG Raiders are coming forward now. Manly United 1 goal to the good. So Manly United 1 goal up against Wollongong Wolves. That also is bad news for the men in green. Man United currently sitting in 5th. A win for Man United guarantees them a place in the semi-finals. They're coming again now. Marcic looking to get the cross in. It's deflected away. McGowan is there again. The 222s come into contact. Shabatu and McGowan the victor on this occasion. He's won himself a throw-in, which Sanfilippo will take. Just 17 years of age, as I mentioned. They've got a 17-year-old and an 18-year-old on the field, another 18-year-old on the bench. As David Perkovic looks to rest a few players. Opportunities for players like Richard Sheweki to get a start. He'll start it for a little while. Certainly not regularly, Richard Sheweki, since the arrival of Diego Bonilla. He'll be looking to make an impression here. He'll be wanting to make sure he cements his place, of course, in the finals lineup, at least on the bench. And then as the squads get settled for the Australian Championship, Sheweki absolutely, of course, will want to be part of that. Lots of rumour floating around already as teams are eliminated from this NPL competition. And there is Sheweki with the touch, and he gets a second. Sheweki holds it up just on the edge of the box. Sheweki feels the contact in the back, but stays on his feet really well, does Richard Sheweki. And then a lovely little back heel, trying to find Nick Olsen. Can't quite find him, but he's still there, pressing again, Sheweki, and he does really well. Richard Sheweki works hard. Make sure that they just can't get out of there with any comfort, the ST Raiders. But, back to the Australian Championship rumour mill. Strong rumours that Jayden Harb will be, well, he won't be leaving University of New South Wales as a guarantee, but certainly that there's a few teams circling, looking for services for the Australian Championship. I had a very, very brief chat to him last week. He confirmed he does live in Wollongong at the moment. So you'd imagine Wollongong Wolves in the mix. There were rumours that Apia Leichhardt are looking at him, but a Wollongong to Lambert Park commute might be difficult. And there are also strong rumours that the Sutherland Sharks are interested in his services for the Australian Championship. That one makes a lot more sense from a geographic point of view. So that's what the rumour mill says. But he's likely coming here, possibly going to Wollongong Wolves. Either way, he is a player that would grace the Australian Championship. He's had an awesome season. Now, Maya, he's had an awesome season too, but crosses the ball in, can't quite get past the first man. And it falls for Everett, who plays it forward. And Knezovic is there, chasing back really well. McDonald works well, works hard, wins the ball. Finds his youthful teammate, Sanfilippo. Goes down under the challenge of James Letta. $18 minutes gone now. Still no score. Now the ball's gone over the top. McGowan, he stayed onside McGowan. Keeper comes. Keeper does really well and heads. Miguel Figueira. He's had a terrific season as well. Not just the penalty saves in the Australia Cup, but in general, he's had a terrific season as the ball is played forward. Przewski looking to hold off Yakov Malbasa there, and Daniel Nizic comes to the edge of the box, wins it well, and bowls it out now for Ferreze. Ferreze takes the wall pass, and a second from Harrison, and then spreads it out for German. What an opportunity for a young player like Pietro Sanfilippo to be playing alongside a player like Matthew German. If you'd have told him at the start of the season, 17-year-old Pietro Sanfilippo in the last game of the year, he'd be playing against SD Raiders, but on the same team as you, will be a former Socceroo who's played at a recent World Cup, who was in the A-League as recently as last year. What a great opportunity to learn in a real competitive fixture. And again, David Perkovic does that so well, blooding some of these youngsters This experience will do them the world of good, not just this year, but in future years. And he's the sort of coach, David Perkovich, where you feel he's thinking about that player, not just as a Sutherland Sharks player of the future, but for his own career. As Ferrese now is on the ball and passes it off to another one of those youngsters. Harrison on this occasion, who finds Perchevsky, who finds German. Back for Maya, for Perchevsky. German again. Looking up for an option, finds Maya again, right in the middle of midfield. Tarek Maya, and he drops it off for McGowan, who finds Sanfilippo. Sanfilippo looking to go around the outside, but Shabatu does well, gets the challenge in. At the expense of a throw. 20 minutes gone here at Seymour Shaw. Still 0-0. Southern Sharks coming back into things in the last few minutes. A little bit more possession. Looking a little bit more lively. But now here comes ST Raiders again on the attack. Looking to drop the ball inside for Malbassa, but not quite connecting there. Nezovic and Malbassa. Oh, they're playing their way out of trouble nicely here. Southern Sharks over the top now, looking for Shiweki. The pace of Shiweki. Can he get it behind Shiweki? He's battling as he always does, but battling just a little bit too much there, says Noah Moss. Lachlan McGrath, little tug of the jersey from Richard Shiweki. And back inside now for Lee. He wants more pressure on the ball, David Perkovich. That's not exactly how he phrased it. Hopefully the effects mic didn't pick that one up, but he wants more pressure on the ball, David Perkovich. He's standing there. You can almost see him in screen now. He's got his hands in his pockets. He's not looking best pleased. The score is still 0-0 here. He'll be pleased enough at least with the scoreline as we go around the grounds. City United 2 goals to the good now against St George. St George FC, that is. St George FC guaranteed to play in that promotion relegation game. They can't go any higher, they can't go any lower. And so you'd imagine that they have likely rested some players as well. They wouldn't be putting 1,000% effort into that. City United, the result is important for them in the 2 versus 3 battle. So not entirely surprising. Sydney United 2 goals to the good. Manly still 1 up against Wollongong. Spirit still 1 up against Marconi. And no goals in this game or any of the other games being played concurrently. 3 p.m. kickoff for every game. Divides opinion somewhat. I love it. I think it's a fantastic way to end the season. Make sure that there's total fairness for everybody. Nobody really knows what they need to do except to just focus on their own game. Try and get the best result that they can. And see how the footballing gods treat them. Now German drops it inside for McGowan. Takes a nice touch, McGowan. Drops it short for Harrison. Harrison striding forward. He finds McGowan again. This is promising. Sutherland Sharks takes a little step inside McGowan. Drops it back off for Harrison, but Harrison can't find a blue jersey. Just finds a green jersey. So they're going to come out from the back. McHugh Shore now with the ball at his feet. Drops it off for Everett. Everett takes the return pass. He's got Shiweki there, as ever. Pressing and harrying and hassling. And again it comes for Everett. Exchanging passes with McGrath. Inside now for Marcic. Marcic just bounces up off his shin somewhat, Marcic. And back it goes for Figueira. Figueira playing it in low. Lovely touch from Knezovic. Gets away from Nick Olsen. And then finds McGrath. McGrath takes the return pass. Noah Moss jumps out of the way at the last minute. And now Shabatu. Promising build-up play here from the men in green. Again, they're driving the Sutherland Sharks team back. And now every Sutherland Sharks player behind the ball again. Shiweki and Maya closest to halfway. And again for Knezovic. Pressed by Ferrese. Just letting them have the ball here, Sutherland Sharks, and sitting right back. Shabatu exchanging passes. Knezovic. Knezovic goes around one. The challenge comes in from McGowan. He does really well there. Wins the ball, finds German. Looks for it again, gets it again. Looks to stride out from the back. Takes his time and drops it back in for Perchevsky. A little slip in the middle of midfield there. From McHugh Shore. He's got back to his feet, and now it's McDonald against Rag. McDonald let's try and get the ball through the legs, but Rag is wise to that, and he steps inside, outside. Tarek Maya still holding the ball, playing the ball on the ground there, still going Charlie Rag. Tarek Maya working back, Fereze working back, and a nice little one-touch play to get themselves back in possession. And the ball is played forward now in the general direction of Richard Shueki. But James Leda just smartly lets the ball run over his head. Leaves it for McGrath. And he's got it back again, does Leda. For Lee. In turn for Shabatu. Shabatu looking to play the ball forward. But the runner just got a little bit early there, Mihail Marcic. We had an almost perfect view of that from the gantry here. Had just got early Marcic. It was an excellent run. Was hoping for the earlier pass, would have been in behind, but that defensive line that hasn't played a lot of football together, you have to say. It's German, Perchevsky and Fereze. Got a few different combinations back there. Vinay Morongan has been an almost ever-present. Jordi Perez has been playing wing-back, and Brendan Gann has had quite a few games there in centre-back as well. But, the combination that's out there today has not been the combination on many occasions. But, managed their offside really well there. As McHugh Shore now comes forward. Albassa imploring him to get the ball back. It didn't happen, and now he's back on his feet and in possession again. Albassa drops it short for Lee. For Everett. For McGrath. McGrath striding forward to find Shabatu. Shabatu. And Sanfilippo. Sanfilippo does well and wins the throw. Sanfilippo. 25 minutes gone here. Well, he's won the ball back, Shabatu. But, battling back has been Ty McGowan. Somehow happens that way in football. The 222s have been coming into battle time and time again. Little score check. Manly United now 2 goals to the good. So Manly United 2 goals up against Wollongong Wolves. And again, as we mentioned, that is bad news for the men in green. And we've got an injury here. Looks like it's Jonathan Shabatu who's gone down. So while he does that, we'll just check around the grounds. Appian St George City, 29 minutes gone there, no goals. Blackdown City and Western City Wanderers, also 29 minutes gone, no goals. Virtually nobody kicked off right on 3 o'clock, even though they were all supposed to. A little bit of trickery from everybody by the sounds of things. Marconi 0, Spirit 1. As we mentioned, 28 minutes gone in that game. Rockdale and Uni New South Wales 0-0, and we're going to have a water break actually here by the looks of things. As I mentioned, it is a very warm day and sensible refereeing. I don't think we're going to put any ads in for any fast food chains or anything like that as happened in the World Cup, but sensible refereeing. Everybody's going to get a drop of water, the referee included. Rockdale and Uni New South Wales, that I mentioned, 0-0. 0-0 here. Sydney Olympic and Sydney FC also 0-0. Sydney United 2 goals to the good, and Manly United 2 goals up. So as things stand, Manly United, they'll be sitting on 44 points. So they would be locked in to that 5th place. Sydney FC will need to get themselves a win to get themselves up into the playoffs, because at the moment it's looking good for Manly United, and it's looking good for Spirit, and it's looking not very good for the men in green here. 27 minutes gone. They're still playing the ball around the back cautiously, I would say. Everett again on the ball. So as things stand, it's Manly and Spirit who'll be making their way into the playoffs. Ball is cleared away from Fereze. There's Lee. Heads the ball in the wrong direction, and Richard Shueki is happy to pick that one up. And then he drops it short for McDonald. McDonald in for Harrison. Harrison, he has his pocket picked there by Charlie Ragg. They come again, building. Again, cautiously, now Shueki yet again. His pressure is fantastic, Richard Shueki. Absolutely makes the most of every opportunity he gets. Pressuring the defenders. He scored some great goals here. I was fortunate to call 2 terrific goals he scored here against Marconi in quick succession. Second goal particularly good. And, as I said, as soon as Diego Bonilla came into the team, Bonilla's just got that little bit of extra quality, a little bit of extra experience, having just come from playing in the 3rd division in Uruguay, professional football. He's displaced Shueki, but Shueki, every time he's come on, he's worked hard. He's been a willing runner, here he is again, another willing runner. Shaweki, can he get a touch? Well, from his point of view, he got the last touch there as McHugh Shore looked to clear it. And out it goes for a throw-in, which McHugh Shore himself will take. Rag takes it. Ball is played forward, only as far as Harrison. Harrison again wins it a second time. And then Fereze and Perchevsky just pushed past his man there effortlessly, Jamie Perchevsky. Malbasa in the general vicinity of the ball with Jamie Perchevsky. Surged past him, won the ball well in the air. He was being spoken about, Jamie Perchevsky, on Champagne Football during the week. No one competes harder than him, the guys were saying. It really showed there. No hesitation, charging through, winning the ball. And, speaking of winning the ball, they've got it back, but they've given it away again, Sutherland. They've not really been that protective of the ball in possession. And it's Everett now for Shabatu, the recovered Shabatu. Drops it in now for Knezovic. McHugh Shore calling for the ball in space, and he's got it. Returns the pass. Again, sitting right back here, Sutherland Sharks. Inviting SD Raiders forward. And Shabatu was out there, battling, looking to win himself a corner perhaps. Shabatu, well, gets the ball across, well, tries to get the ball across into the middle, but German is there. Tall figure of German, wins it well. Drops it off for Harrison. Harrison finds Maya, and Maya back for German. German just sweeps the ball away from Albassa. Plays it forward, but only as far as a green jersey. Shabatu again, Marcic. Back into the middle. Game has sort of gone back to feeling like a training match again. Sutherland Sharks sitting right back, happy to absorb the pressure, happy probably not to expend a significant amount of energy. It's a warm day. With no offence to the SG Raiders, they've got a much more important game to come on Wednesday night. A game that will be played here. That's almost the only guarantee of today. We know that Appy are definitely first. We know the Sutherland Sharks are definitely fourth. Just about everything else is up for grabs from a playoffs point of view. Now again, flick forward, Fereze is there, and he finds McGowan. Nothing really on, so he finds Fereze lays it back for Nizic. A little bit of a heavy back pass, but Nizic as well, controls with one foot, clears with the other, and it comes down for Rag, who finds McHugh Shore. A familiar pattern is set again. Sutherland Sharks dropping back, allowing the men in green to have possession with Shaweki closing quickly. Richard Shaweki nearly got the ball there ahead of McGrath. McGrath just accelerated at the last moment. Found Knezovic looking to find Rag. Rag had come short. Knezovic played the ball into space, and that means it's a throw for MacDonald. Lockie MacDonald in the number 2 jersey. Throws the ball now down towards Richard Shaweki. Shaweki looking to get a flick. McGowan taking the gamble and tried to make the run. And Shaweki is there grabbing the arm of McGrath. Free plays a good advantage as it comes for Shabatu. And again for Figueira. Figueira for McGrath, for Lee. Knezovic has a little look over his shoulder. Sees he's got a little bit of time and space. Finds Marcic. Marcic and German battling it out. Just German catching Marcic there. And they get the game going again. The ST Raiders. Letta. For Lee. For McHugh Shore. Back again for Lee. Lee, sweeping ball over to that far side, looking to find Shabatu, finds him beautifully. Closed down quickly though, Shabatu by Sanfilippo. Shabatu looking to turn inside, goes past Maya. Gets the return pass, that swarming defence from Sutherland Sharks. Sanfilippo, Maya and Harrison, all closing down Shabatu quickly. And again, David Perkovic, move for the ball, he seems to be saying. Wants his players pressing up just a little bit, and they press up now. They press up well, and they force the Forced the unforced error, to use the tennis parlance. Battling still, both sides out on that far side. Noah Moss pauses for a moment, says that's going to be a throw-in for the SD Raiders. Just about 10 minutes to go to half-time here. We've had no stoppages really to speak of, apart from that brief stoppage with Jonathan Shabatu on the impromptu water break. So you can't imagine there's more than 1 or 2 minutes of added time here. So somewhere in the region of 12 minutes to go in this half, you would think, 12 to 13 minutes. And if you are an SD Raider supporter, you think they've got to get themselves a goal here before half-time if there's to be any chance. The other games seem to be going against them as things stand. As the famous Brian Clough saying goes, it only takes a second to score a goal. Well, it only takes a second to score a goal. And Manly United have now got three goals to the good, Manly United. So they are looking almost certain to move on to 44 points. They will secure, you would imagine, one of those final spots now. So things getting more and more desperate for the men in green. And they could get more desperate again with Nick Olsen on the ball here. Olsen drops it short. And he finds Harrison. Switches it out to the far side. Finds Sanfilippo. Just struggling to get the ball under control immediately. And Shabatu presses him. He's got it back again, Sanfilippo. And now Olsen. Dancing. Up on his toes, Olsen, as he so often is. Down there just on the edge of the box. Finds Sanfilippo. Trying to come inside. Shabatu does really well. They'll be delighted with this, Sutherland Sharks. Keeping the SD Raiders penned in down in that bottom corner. Having to play long balls over the top like that, which they do for Charlie Ragg. Someone's in the eyes there of Lockie MacDonald. But now the ball is played over the top. Keeper comes to the edge of the box. Nizic does well. Wins the header. German. Then gets the ball up and under and away. And that gives Nizic a chance to get back onto his line. But possession now back again with the visitors, SD Raiders. They've won themselves another throw. Rockdale now a goal to the good as well. Rockdale, they will move on to 40 points with a win. So SD Raiders moving further and further down the table. Rockdale winning, Sydney United winning, Manly United winning, and Spirit winning. So Ragg now looking to come inside. Does well, Ragg. Is he inside MacDonald? He is. He's been the most lively player here today. Still going, Ragg. Shot his half charge down. Marcic with the shot. It was straight at Daniel Nizic. It just rose at the end. Mihail Marcic showing a little bit of frustration there. Caught it well. Kept his head down. Just sailed up and over the bar. Daniel Nizic taking his time, of course, as you'd imagine. Bringing the ball back, placing it down now. He's got a short option there with Brachevsky. Decides to take it. Brachevsky's got Ferese, and he finds him. Ferese's got MacDonald coming short. He's got Tarek Maya somewhat long, and then Shaweki driving in. Just does enough to put off McHugh-Shore. And McHugh-Shore's pass finds McGowan. Not his intended target. McGowan goes around the outside. McGowan, Sanfilippo finds Harrison, who finds Olsen. Bringing the ball onto that favourite left foot of his, of course. Plays it inside for Shaweki. Back for Olsen. For Harrison. For Sanfilippo. Back again for Harrison. Some of the best sustained possession here from Sutherland Sharks that we've had in this half. For Chevsky. For Ferese. He's got a little bit of space in front of him if he chooses to move into it. Checks inside for Maya. Just lost his footing briefly there, Tarek Maya. But regained it. And now Brachevsky striding forward. Finds Harrison. For MacDonald. For Shaweki. This is lovely football, lovely possession football here from the home side. Just taking the sting out of this game. McGowan. Back again for Ferese. Again for Brachevsky. MacDonald. Brachevsky. Marcic does well, wins it. Finds Malbassa. Can they come in transition here now, the SD Raiders? Well, no, they're giving the ball away. And Maya's there. Maya looking to play the ball through for Shaweki. Well, he made the inside run there. Richard Shaweki, he wanted the ball just the other side of the penalty spot, not this near side. And now a touch from Ragg. Flag goes up. The flag goes up. He's been the most enterprising player in green. Charlie Ragg getting himself forward, getting himself into space, getting past defenders, getting shots away. Could not quite stay onside there. Daniel Lizic again takes the option short, which is Brachevsky. For Maya, got time is the call. So Maya takes a second touch and finds Olsen, and then finds Ferreze. He's not been able to maintain possession here. He's given it to Marcic. Marcic has given it to Shawecki. He's got an option outside of Shawecki. Leaves the pass short as Richard Shawecki. Shabatu wins it. And now battle in midfield, German. Battling with Knezovic. Knezovic does well, he finds Shabatu. Shabatu comes forward. He was looking for Ragg to make a run, but for the first time, Ragg doesn't make the run. And now the shot comes in. Lizic had that covered, collided with the post just briefly. Daniel Lizic just I think it was a shot. It came in from that far right-hand side. Knezovic, who perhaps just thought he saw Lizic slightly off his line. Tried the audacious shot, but Lizic scrambled across and had that coverage, you feel. In again, Maya touches it back for McDonald. McDonald gets a second touch. And it falls now for Olsen, who finds McGowan. Takes the return pass, uses his right foot for once. Nick Olsen. And finds German. German. Inside for McGowan. And Shabatu was there again. Just bundling Sanfilippo off the ball. But, unfairly, this is Noah Moss. So they're going again now. Sutherland Sharks. Growing in confidence. Building some momentum here with Maya. And Maya is saying to McDonald, just drop back there. McDonald now plays it inside for Harrison. Harrison returns the favour for McDonald. McDonald through for Shawecki. Richard Shawecki! Richard Shawecki rolls the ball beautifully, takes the side fives from the ball boys and down into the corner at this same end where Richard Shawecki scored a number of lovely goals against Marconi. He scored again, 41 minutes on the clock. And it's Richard Shawecki, really is a crowd favourite down here. Some of the younger members of the crowd are down there. He gives them a big wave, Richard Shawecki. He is on the score sheet again. He's been given a chance here today by David Perkovic. Quite a number of players left out. Diego Bonilla, chief among them, as far as Richard Shawecki is concerned. But the ball was played through there beautifully. These last 10 minutes or so, Sutherland Sharks playing the ball around nicely, growing in confidence. The confidence draining somewhat from the SD Raiders. Some neat interplay and a low pass into Richard Shawecki. Kept his composure. Miguel Figueira came out, did what he could. Shawecki rolled the ball in, 1-0 here at Seymour Shaw. Richard Shawecki, the goal scorer. 3 minutes or so to half time. Got the lead, and you'd imagine that is likely curtains for the finals ambitions of the SD Raiders. They needed favours elsewhere. The favours are not coming their way. Manly United currently leading Wollongong by 3-0. As we said, Sydney United 3 up against George FC. It's half time, Sydney Olympic 0, Sydney FC 0. That's a result that the SD Raiders did need. Rockdale now 2 goals to the good against University of New South Wales. Marconi, well, it's now 1-1. Marconi have an equaliser just before half time. It's Marconi 1, Spirit 1. Appia 1 goal to the good as well against St George City. Western City Wanderers 1 up against Blacktown City. So we'll do a little check at half time. The scoreboard in all these games moving, and that means the ladder is moving. Manly United looking an absolute lock now. They're 3-0 up. Now here's Maya. Maya, can he step inside? Tariq Maya steps inside as he pulled back. Well, the referee let the advantage go there. I think Tariq Maya probably would have preferred the free kick. Lucky McDonald got the shot away. Comfortable save in the end for Figueira. I think Tariq Maya might have fancied that free kick. A good advantage played again by Noah Moss. He does like a good advantage, Noah Moss, which you like to see. You want to see the game being played in an open fashion, not being called back all the time, not being stop-start. Good refereeing there to let the game flow. Just into the final minute now of regular time, plus whatever Noah Moss adds on. A minute or so, you would imagine. as the ball is played out now to this near side with McHugh Shore. McHugh Shore striding forward. Still McHugh Shore. Finds Rag, and Rag looks to find Marcic, but the ball is just played behind him. They must be aware, of course, SG Raiders, that a win was essential here. A win now looking more and more unlikely as they're 1 goal down. They've got the wind at their backs in this first half as well. Not a strong wind, as I mentioned, but certainly some wind. And they will have that wind to contest with in the second half. A goal down against a team playing with a lot of free spirit, you'd imagine, knowing their place in the semis is secured. And their place in the Australian Championship also secured. But they're going to keep going as they've done all season, the ST Raiders. And here is Marcic now. Plays the ball through. McDonald working back there, gets the ball, plays it up into the crowd, up towards the trees. Throw in now taken quickly. Rag finds Marcic. Marcic plays it in low. Knezovic takes a touch just on the edge of the box. Some dancing feet. He finds Everett. Is Everett taken down? He feels he was. Matthew German not waiting around for a committee to decide. Just gets the ball, plays it long. And Figueira then returns the favour. Back it goes. Firese contesting well, wins it in the air. Knezovic against Olsen. Olsen gets a touch. Olsen gets a second touch. There was a foul in the first instance. Felt he had his shorts tugged there, of all things. Knezovic. And as we likely round out this first half, the final opportunity looks like it's going to go to the SG Raiders with a free kick. Perhaps an opportunity to leverage that wind that is at their back somewhat. And Daniel Izic is setting up his wall. Just 2 in the wall for Izic. Say close to 30 metres away, 18-yard box. It's at least 10. That wall maybe not quite back all the way, and when in fact he's stolen a metre or 2 from the free kick. Now back you go a little bit more, says Nomas. Keep it going, and eventually Knezovic rolls it back maybe a quarter of a metre, and so we're possibly 28 or 30 yards away from goal here. This would be an absolute thunderbolt from Knezovic. Knezovic with a shot, takes a bounce, and is comfortably fielded. Almost cricket style. The ball bounced up, got his body behind it, fielded it very, very comfortably. Daniel Izic, and he bowls it out for German, who finds Olsen. Olsen dinks it inside for Shawecki. Shawecki for Olsen, back for Shawecki again. Just a little bit too much on it there for Mick Olsen. James Letta picks it up and now strides forward. Letta finding Malbasha. Malbasha stepping inside, stepping outside, maintaining possession nicely. You're not going to miss him in those bright boots. To go around the young fullback there, plays it in low. German is there, finds Perchevsky. Perchevsky turns nicely and plays it away, and that is the last action of the half. An interesting half of football here at Seymour Shaw. First 30 minutes or so, ST Raiders made all the running. They knew they had to win this game to be any chance of making the playoffs. But, as the half grew on, the last 10 minutes or so, Sutherland Sharks grew in confidence. They're passing the ball around comfortably and confidently. They got the only goal of the half so far. Richard Shawecki, after 41 minutes, passed the ball into the net beautifully. So we'll pause now at half-time with the score. The home side, the Sutherland Sharks, 1. The away team, ST Raiders, 0.
Every week, hundreds of thousands of people turn up around football grounds around New South Wales. Parents, kids, refs, coaches and volunteers. Cardiac incidents can happen to anyone at any time on the pitch.
Right now, Not every club has a defibrillator.
And the ones that do are not always maintained or ready to use. In a critical moment, with a defib, that could save lives. That's why Football New South Wales, St John Ambulance and Toyota have come together for Every Beat Matters to help clubs around New South Wales to access defibrillators, cover maintenance and build a register so we know exactly where every unit is around the state. All you need to do is buy a ticket through raffle ticks. $5 can make a difference. Every ticket goes towards funding defibrillators and maintenance for clubs that need it most. A live fundraising board shows exactly how much is being raised. And every ticket you buy puts you in the draw to win a Toyota Corolla. One ticket, real impact. Help your club be ready when it matters. So buy your ticket today.
For Fowler once again, heavy touch from Kunimoto will be punished here. Alfaro collecting possession, doing a great job. Adiensha now delivering low, falls there for Fowler through the legs, a chance to finish. Oh, Zach Fowler! Nothing foul about that. That is fresh. That is sweet. Good first effort here, potentially on the offering for Pelikanos, who didn't get anything onto it. Now Griffiths, lovely release. Constable for the corner! A cool, composed finish. Fowler can keep it in the field of play. Has a quick look. Space back through the middle. Big chance here for Glasson, who threads the needle and will claim it. It's gorgeous from Glasson. It's potentially glory for Sydney FC.
Through the left, here comes Choi. A burst of acceleration. He hits the byline. Nicolau with a header. Yanni Nicolau. The right back coming across the pitch into the penalty area, timing his run to perfection. Early ball, Hollingdale breaking out to the right flank. Riley Hollingdale, first time ball, McGowan making a low run and the tap in for Bonilla. Brilliantly worked by the Sutherland Sharks and they have a 2-0 lead. Here goes Solomon John Monahan Viker. Score now, there's plenty of time to go for St George City. The ball is left by Mitri. The return pass. Brilliant goal. Paolo Mitri. What a good team move from St George City.
And it's Ono now. Again, towards the near post. And it's headed. And it's in there. Ono with the corner. Nieuwenhof with the header. 22 minutes gone. They're shaping up now for this free kick. Burgess, very interestingly, is kneeling down directly in front of the wall. I'm not sure I've seen that one before. But the free kick now is going to be taken. It's driven. And it's beautifully driven into the bottom corner there. A fantastic free kick by Kakeru Ono.
Daru doing really well to keep that in, and he's found Noah Peacock in a bit of room. Peacock returning it to Ben Daru. It bounces awkwardly, and Daru is there again. Not to be denied twice. As Spirit take the lead in this crucial game.
What an opportunity for Jaden Casella to try and convert. Just 5 goals this league campaign. And it's saved by Henderson initially, and then Casella sticks in the rebound. Dream start for St George.
Keeping tight on Hernandez. It's still going for the Wolves though. Here's Lachlan Scott. Looks to play it across. And the Wollongong Wolves have the lead. It's an own goal. Vidakovic under pressure from Masivecchio, who's won the ball in a great position. Hernandez goes for a shot and finds the goal. Wollongong have a 2-goal lead. Calamity at the back for Western Sydney. Breaks away down the right. Can the Wolves really put themselves in a good position? Here's Beatty with a shot, which finds the bottom corner, and Wollongong have their third.
Found Busek, who found Yona. And Olympic are hanging on, but it might be ended here. Is that the goal that relegates Sydney Olympic? and sees Marconi go into the top two. It's Ahmed Elahu.
We are almost ready for the second half here at Seymour Shaw. A couple of substitutions to report for you. Coming on to the field, Yanni Nicolou has come on in the number 3 jersey. Riley Hollingdale also on in the number 6 jersey. He's still out there in the 43 is Sanfilippo, but in the 42 jersey, it is Dane Anderson. He was advertised as wearing the number 24 jersey, but we understand that there has been a change there. We will confirm that 100% for you. 3 changes at half-time. Haven't seen any changes on the SD Raiders side. Our fourth official didn't indicate any. But we're away and off and running. And the first stoppage of play... Oh, in fact, it looks like Richard Shireki has maybe just changed jerseys. Richard Shireki is in the 42 jersey. Yes, looks like he's just changed jerseys there, Richard Shireki. So perhaps it is Dane Anderson still staying in that 24 jersey as was advertised. And Richard Shireki now wearing 42, it appears. Was discarded the 17. Now, as things stand, Manly United are going to come 5th. They are winning at the moment by 3-0. They are sitting on 44 points on the live ladder. Goal difference of +3. They will be playing here, Manly United, on Wednesday night against the Sutherland Sharks. They've already beaten the Sutherland Sharks side twice so far this year. They've beaten them in the Cup and they beat them in the league. But, Sutherland Sharks did win the league encounter here at Seymour Shaw. Played 3 times. This will be a 4th time this season. As the free kick now is floated in towards the penalty spot. Well, it's half flicked away. German is there now. Just loses out to Lee and then gets a little touch off German as the ball rolls out. And in fact, the referee says, back you go there. So yes, confirming it is. We can get a good view now. Richard Shireki is wearing the 42 jersey. And here he is on the ball straight away. Shireki dropping it off for McGowan. McGowan looks up, sees what options are on there. Plays it in short for Hollingdale. And now the ball is played across for Lee. And he stabs it forward towards Marchich. And then spread out to that far side for Rag. Very, very lively that first half for Rag. He had a brilliant opportunity after just about 5 minutes. But Nizic to the rescue. Terrific close block to keep the score at 0-0 as it was at that point. And I'm sure they will have been made aware at half-time, the SD Raiders, that scores in other games have absolutely not gone their way. So as things stand, Man United are going to come 5th, or they sit in 5th, certainly on the live ladder. In 6th place is Spirit FC. They're sitting on 41 points. They're drawing 1-1. I beg your pardon, they're drawing 1-1 last I checked. We'll check again in a moment. And so their goal difference is -1, and that sees them in 6th place. Just beating Sydney FC on goal difference, but Sydney FC are playing the already relegated Sydney Olympic. So you've got to think they're a chance of getting a goal there to win. That will change things completely. To Hollingdale now, battling for the ball, just at the edge of the box. There's a short pass there, but he's caught after he got the ball away. It's Knezovic, and he stayed down. Referee has not noticed that yet. Nicolou wins the header in the air. Still a battle in midfield for possession. Eventually it comes for Rag. He's back up on his feet. Knezovic, he was looking a little bit frustrated at half-time as he walked off. I saw him walking off, looking frustrated. James Letta, experienced campaigner, went over, had a brief word to him, just told him to calm down just a little bit. He kicked the ball away in frustration on the half-time whistle to Knezovic, and that's the sort of experience you've got from someone. He's not the captain today, but he's been captain on many, many occasions for this team. James Letta, and showing that leadership, those leadership qualities. Just calming Knezovic down just a little bit. And now the ball is played over the top. Shabatu. Can he get on the end of it? Shabatu battling hard. Gets on the inside. Shabatu. Excellent defending there. And then he's won himself a goal kick. That is terrific, terrific defending from Pietro Sanfilippo, that young defender on this near side, just 17 years of age. At the start of the second half, Sutherland Sharks players were together in a circle. And Matthew German was deep in conversation with Sanfilippo. We were saying that in commentary. What an opportunity for Sanfilippo to be mentored by someone like Matthew German. And German, that's exactly the reason why he was brought into the club. Obviously for his playing skills, no doubt about it, he is absolutely up to this level, probably up to a level above in fairness to him, but those leadership qualities, helping other people. And here's Shireki now, as he always does, battling for the ball, nearly evaded the defender, battling back again a second time, Shireki, and a third time. Richard Shweki, an absolute workhorse. A workhorse looking for the ball, mostly over the top, and a workhorse out of possession as well. Really shows his value every single minute of the game. And we're going to check back for some other scores. Well, Sydney FC a goal to the good now. They have gone ahead. Sydney FC 1 goal up against Sydney Olympic. Spirit and Marconi still 1 apiece. Back to the live action here. Chance for SG Raiders bearing forward, but the ball is cleared away out of the box. So as things stand, Sydney FC moved to 43 points and a goal difference of -4. That would put them into 6th place. And they will be playing in the semi-finals this Wednesday night. So it's changing all the time as the results are updated. Manly still 3 goals to the good. Sydney United 3 up against St George. Sydney FC now 1 up against Sydney Olympic. Rockdale still 2 goals to the good. But, that likely not going to be enough for Rockdale, but the way things are going, Marconi and Spirit 1 apiece. Blacktown City 0, Western Sydney Wanderers 1, and Apia and St George City in what is seemingly a dead rubber there. Still 1 goal apiece. But a cross-come shot came in there. The crowd have gone very, very silent, but a cross-come shot there coming in. Daniel Nizic saw the ball sail over his head. He thought he had it covered and then had a brief moment of fear in his face. James led the shot there, but it just sailed over the bar. And apart from that shot at the start of the second half, that's probably the closest that the away side have come to a goal. Nizic looked calm. He's got the wind at his back now, Daniel Nizic. You can see the ball really carrying up towards Tarek Mai. The wind has gotten up just a fraction now. It is definitely favouring the Sutherland Sharks in the second half. But, just as we're saying it, you can feel it stiffening just a bit as Rag has got the ball, and he drops it back for Lee. Lee finds McHugh Shore, goes around the outside again. Does Charlie Rag? He's got Hollingdale there. It just slips at the most inopportune moment. Does Charlie Rag? The ball is forward. Shweki again pressing hard. The pass finds Leda. McGowan also pressing hard. San Filippo pressing up. David Perkovic said it so many times in the first half. He wanted people moving towards the ball, at the ball, close the ball, move to the ball. A series of phrases to that effect. They're a little bit further up the field in this half, the home side. As Lockie McGrath comes forward, and he gets the ball off to Charlie Rag. Rag, can he get himself free for a shot? He can't. He drops it off for Everett. Everett with the shot. Nizic blocks it away well. The ball is going to roll out just for a corner. It was going all the way along the line there. I thought for a moment it was going to hit the corner flag and stay in play. But, the ball has gone out for a corner. Again, a few questions about late tackles, a few questions about challenges for referee Moss. But, again, he played an advantage there. The advantage was definitely in favour of the away side. Charlie Rag dropped the ball across for Everett. Everett let fly. But, again, Nizic was equal to it. Blocked it away well, and out for a corner it goes. Not committing too many men forward here. They're still leaving, well, one on the edge of the box, one further out, and then one back at halfway. So not committing everybody forward here, ST Raiders. As the corner now is floated in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Oh, Shabatu won it. They've still got the ball here, and it's flicked in again. Low and away from Nizic. He gets a touch. Is there an offside? Well, Nizic wondering why there wasn't an offside. A little look between Moss and Aranath Gobanath on this near side. The sun is directly into the face of our assistant on this near side, Aranath Gobanath, making it very, very difficult for him to see. He's got his hand now up above his eyes, trying to help him see. Well, a bit of push and shove there inside the 6-yard box. Jet McHugh Shore and Yanni Nicolo just exchanging pleasantries. And they're still going. The referee is directly beside the two of them. They're sort of grabbing at each other still. There was some hands lifted. Pretty ill-advised hands lifted there from Jet McHugh Shore. And the referee is saying, let's have enough of that. Let's have no more of that, rather. Lockie McGrath coming across, giving his 2 cents worth. The upshot of all of that is a corner now, which is floated in again, right on top of Nizic, and he takes it beautifully, reaches up into the sky, pulls the ball down, Daniel Nizic. And, St George City, they are 2-1 up now against Apia. That moves St George City onto 40 points. So, ever-changing situation here. That's not likely to be enough. They were somewhat unlucky, many observers felt, not to have a late penalty here last week in St George City. And that would have made a colossal difference to their finals chances. But, losing here last week to the Sharks. But, it certainly mathematically didn't end their chances, but realistically it probably did end their chances. But, Western Sydney Wanderers 2 goals to the good now against Blacktown. For the first time in 15 seasons, Blacktown are not going to make the playoffs. But, they will still have Mark Crittenden at the helm next year. He has been confirmed as being the coach again for next year. You're allowed one out of 16 to not make the semis. I think that's excusable. He's a terrific coach and mentor, Mark Crittenden, and he will go around again next year, as will David Perkovich, confirmed during the week. I think that's the least surprising piece of news in the NPL for many a long year, that David Perkovich will go again. Still 1-0 here. 10 minutes into the second half. The ball is played at the top. Nizic comes, collects. Well, he doesn't collect. He collects the face of Jakov Malbasa, and the ball is still not away. But he got there first, and got there with a little bit too much time almost, Daniel Nizic, and then went to acrobatically clear. Got the ball, but collected Jakov Malbasa. He's recovered quickly. The ball wasn't fully away. Jonathan Shabatu contesting for it with Pietro Sanfilippo, and he's caught the youngster just on the ankle there by the looks of things. Just slightly above the ankle, perhaps. And, as they say in the classics, welcome to first grade, young man. But he's up and about. He's shaking it off well. And, Yerban takes the free kick. And nearly boxed in there, Yerman, and he plays the ball over the top, well, over the fence, and well done to that dad there. Grabbed the ball. There's a couple of kids running past, and we're going to get the Jakov Malbasa treatment and get the ball right in the face. And now here is Shawecki pressing down towards the edge of the box. Shawecki, can he get there first? Well, great pace shown by both men there. Shawecki bearing down on goal, but Lockie McGrath tracked the run really well. And the ball is out. Tarek Meyer calling for the ball boy. Got the ball for the ball boy. And then the other ball rolled past him, so he's got to go and play ball boy himself. And, they're likely happy with that. Just running more time off the clock. Sutherland Sharks. It's going to be Sanfilippo who takes it this time. And he's got Harrison coming short. Goes against Sanfilippo. He's got Lee there. A little push in the back, but offside flag is up. Hadn't retreated properly. And referee is signalling that no, just signal. I thought for a moment he was signaling for some substitutions, but he seems to be pointing across. The fourth official has got his board at the ready, and there are 3, possibly 4 SG Raiders ready to make their way onto the field. So it's Shabatu. Well, we are going to have the substitutions. So Shabatu and Marcic are going to make way. And it's going to be Justin Chanfrias in the 77 jersey. He's making his way on, as is Thomas Santarossa in the 11. And, look for a moment as though we were going to be having a goalkeeper substitution, but the goalkeeper was ready on the bench there by the looks of things. But just the 2 substitutions. So Santarossa on in the 11 and Chanfrias on in the 77. So 77 and 11 are on. And it's 7 and 22 making way. Beg your pardon. Now chip forward for Rag. Chanfrias there, looking to get himself into the action straight away. Not quite able to do it, and then the 2 6s come into contact there with Riley Hollingdale, who got the ball, got the touch. And going to have our first card of the day here by the looks of things. Indeed we are. Challenge in the back. And it's Jet McHugh-Shore, but he's been involved in a bit of shenanigans these last couple of minutes, Jet McHugh-Shore. Some pushing and shoving with Yanni Nicolou. And just one too many there for Noah Moss's liking. A little challenge in the back. An unfair challenge in the back on Ty McGowan, I believe it was. It is indeed. And Noah Moss says to Jet McHugh-Shore, you will be the first man into my book this afternoon. And in he goes. Ferreze now, playing the ball out from the back with Yerman. For Sanfilippo. Gets the touch, but Rag is there. It does well. Blocks it out. Almost up to the hour mark. Still 1-0 to the home side with Maya. Finds Sanfilippo. And Sanfilippo is caught again there. Lee catches him. And Lee is not best pleased with that. Sanfereze is very much welcome to first grade now. He's been in the wars these last few minutes. Always interesting to see how a young player responds to that. He was sort of accepting of his fate for the first foul. And, second foul, no, he's up, he's about, he's into the ref. He's given his opposition a little bit of back chat as well. And, that's what you like to see from a young player. Getting to the pace of the game, getting used to the to and fro, the push and shove. That's as much of the game as the controlling the ball and the passing. This will be a great experience for him, a competitive first grade game. Now a corner for the Sutherland Sharks. Out on that far side, Hollingdale floats it high. German battling to win it in the air. Still battling German. And still battling and does really well and gets a touch and wins it back from Lee. And the ball is now floated forward. Floated only in the general direction of the goal, and that's easy for Michael Figueira. He picks it up and he bowls it out for James Leder. Rag calling for it short, and he gets it, and he steps inside. Can't get inside Harrison, and Harrison does well, wins it. Finds Maya, and Maya saw McGowan making the run. The idea was right, the run was good. Execution not quite there from Tarek Maya. As Chan Frias gets it, but he's caught in possession straight away. Maya has got a chance to get straight back on the ball. In fact, well, last touch, in fact, yes, did come off a blue jersey. And, a couple more substitutions happening out on that far side. It's Robert Iramagu, who's making his way on. Malbassa off. And substitutions galore, in fact. It's Tarek Maya who's making his way off. Also Lockie Everett making his way off. Yakov Malbassa making his way off. Really does have the feeling of an end of season encounter now. All the substitutions happening. Aramugo in the 37 jersey, he's making his way on. So as we said, it's Maya off. Danny Choi, by the looks of things, coming on for the home side. And it's German who's going to make his way off. The experienced Matthew German, he's heading off. Tarek Maya also heading off. It's Lucas Webber now in the 40 jersey, getting a touch. He's been on the bench quite a few times, Lucas Webber, and getting his opportunity now this afternoon. In the middle of the defence, and again, a little bit of frustration there, not for the first time being shown by Knezovic. Won himself a corner, but then kicked the ball directly towards Thomas Militic, who's down there doing some social media work. He was almost on the receiving end of some of that frustration. Looking to get that cross in, but it's blocked down well by Bryce Harrison. So we've got Webber on, we've got Johnny Choi on, Hollingdale is on, and Yanni Nicolou. German has come off, Perchevsky has come off, Maya and Nick Olsen for the home side. There's just one other substitute that's come on for the men in green, and we'll confirm for you who that is in just a moment or two. And it's Riley Cox-Barlow, in fact, just glancing up. And so Eramugo and Cox-Barlow together up front. McGowan, is he caught late? Eramugo, he is not, he's still down. And Danny Choi drops it inside now for Hollingdale. And I spoke to David Perkovic before kick-off. He said yes, he was definitely going to be making some changes. He's going to be giving people an opportunity to play, giving some of the younger players an opportunity to play. He's also making sure that his first graders, the non-rested first graders, as we said, it's Bonilla, Van Amerongen, Brendan Gann and Jordi Perez, all fully rested today. German, Perchevsky, Maya and Olsen, who are almost certainly first graders. It looks like there's going to be another substitution. I can see Takumi Afuka now ready to enter the fray in the 7 jersey. He's missed a little bit of game time recently. He'll be delighted to get a few minutes. 25 minutes or so gone. It's been a little bit stop-start now these last few minutes. Some injuries with some substitutions. Still down. We'll have a little check of the scores while that is happening. See if there's been any progress. As we mentioned, Manly looking almost certain to go through now. There were 3 goals to the good one last we checked. Appia Leichhardt have equalised. So we'll take you through the scores. Appia 2, St George City 2. Blacktown City 0, Western Sydney Wanderers 2. Marconi and Spirit still 1 apiece. Rockdale 2 up against Uni New South Wales. Sutherland Sharks 1-0 up here. Sydney Olympic 0, Sydney FC 1. It's Sydney United 3, St George FC 0, and it's Wollongong Wolves 0, Manly United 3. If those scores stay as they are, Manly United will come 5th and they will play here on Wednesday night. Sydney FC will move up to 43 points. They will come 6th. And if they come 6th, they will be taking themselves, as things stand, to Marconi. Sydney United leading, Marconi only drawing, but if Marconi can get a late win, then Marconi would move back into 2nd and they would be going. Sydney FC would be going to Sydney United 58. So still lots of movement on the ladders and lots of time still to go in many of these contentious games, important games. And here is the substitution now. So coming off, so it's Ty McGowan. Well, he was the player who was down, and Ty McGowan is the player who's coming off. Off he comes, Ty McGowan. And on comes Takumi Afuka, a player who has played for David Perkovic both here and at Spirit FC. And you've got to think in terms of opponents in the playoffs. From a box office point of view, Sutherland Sharks against Spirit would be fantastic and would generate the interest, but if you are the Sutherland Sharks, that's probably the last opponent you would want to be seeing, considering the whole David Perkovic situation, the situation at the start of the year, in terms of the suspension, the Jamie Perchevsky incident. It doesn't look like that's going to come to pass, but we'll keep a close eye on things as Chan Frias loses his footing. And now here is Takumi Afuka on the ball, 7 against 77. Afuka to turn inside, drops it back for Hollingdale. Let's look over his shoulder, Hollingdale. Sees that there's nobody in close attention, and so he drops it back for Weber. Weber again finds Afuka, second time. Afuka for Shaweki, the goal scorer. Shaweki evades one defender, Lee, but Lee does well, battles back. Battles back unfairly. This is Noah Moss. I took of the jersey there. This is Noah Moss. And, no arguments really from the men in green. I think they realised that was a foul. So it's an opportunity now from the free kick. Riley Hollingdale standing over the ball. No one else really looking for it. In fact, the two other players in closest attention, 44 and 43, are San Filippo and Bryce Harrison, 17 and 18 years of age. So I don't think they're going to be stepping up and pushing Riley Hollingdale out of the way. He does hit a mean free kick, Riley Hollingdale. And, looks like he's going to go for goal here. Figuera ready. Hollingdale strikes it. Up and over the bar from Hollingdale. Decent contact there, but couldn't quite get the ball up and down. Over the wall it went, but over the bar as well from a Sutherland Sharks point of view. Looking at this defence now at the back, it's Nicolou. They're playing a back four, it seems. Nicolou, Ferreze, Weber, and San Filippo. That is not a back four that has played any number of minutes together so far this season. They're still keeping a clean sheet. There is Nicolou doing well again, holding up the very skillful Knezovic. Lovely feet, lovely turn, lovely pirouette. And I would dink into the middle of the box, but it's headed away well by Weber. Chan Frias with the shot, deflected down and away. Ferrezi does well, and he clears it out, but Rag is there, and he keeps it in. Drops it back inside for Leda, has to shield his eyes from the sun somewhat, James Leda. It's, of course, you're seeing it on the pictures. The sun is coming directly across the field here, directly into our eyes here in the commentary position. But, it's difficult enough for us, but more difficult for the players down there at ground level. But, no problems for Daniel Lisich with the sun there. Came and collected the ball really well, and then bowls it out, and it's spread out to this near side. But he's there again, Charlie Ragg, Mr. Everywhere, and a beautiful turn and step over. And he's going to come forward now. Energy, pace, enthusiasm, skill. He has been terrific, Charlie Ragg. And Chan Frias just loses footing there for a second time, Chan Frias. As Afuka does well. And evades Cox Barlow. And he's battling hard. Weber, as he pulled the jersey there, he has indeed. Eramagu and Weber battling it out. Lucas Weber had a handful of jersey there, directly in the referee's line of sight. Again, a straightforward decision for Lucas Moss, beg your pardon, for Noah Moss to make. Looks like it's Thomas Santarossa here in the 11 jersey. He's coming across now to take this free kick again. You can see the sun right into his eyes. He's having to shield his eyes to see the setup, and they are really pushing men forward now, SD Raiders. They've got 7-8 players all across the line, straight across, parallel to the penalty spot. As Santarossa drives it in low, Chweki is there and gets a touch up towards the edge of the box. Hollingdale and Chan Frias battling it out. Nezovic plays it low. Cox Barlow looking to find a teammate inside the box. Very, very congested back there. Knezovic now with the shot. Nisic had that covered all the way. Okay, Knezovic lets fly. It's probably the right idea. It was too congested there in the box to try and find a teammate. The ball sat up nicely for him. And he let fly, but Daniel Nisic had that very comfortably covered. 20 minutes now to go. Likely 20 minutes to go of the SD Raiders season. Overall, well, I was just about to say, Gordon LeBoy, what a season he's had. Killed the ball dead there as the ball was cleared to him. You'll have to see a coach or manager reliving their playing days and controlling the ball nicely, dropping it off to one of his players. He has got to be a contender for manager of the year, you would think, Gordon LeBoy. Nisic looks to clear it. He's charged down by Aramago. Ball comes back across here. Chance for a shot coming in, but he takes a touch first. Shot comes in now, and it's through Nisic, and it's in. We've got an equaliser. Well, he's been deserving of a goal all afternoon. He's worked really, really hard. It's Charlie Ragg. It's 1 goal apiece. 71 minutes gone. 41 minutes Richard Chweki. 71 minutes Charlie Ragg. Drove the ball in low. A similar incident to one in the first half. Nisic blocked the ball down well. Closed down Charlie Ragg. Stayed closer to his line this time, Nisic. Could not block the ball away. Got half a hand to it, but in and through it went. 1 goal apiece. Of course, this doesn't affect in any way the Sutherland Sharks' position. They are 4th no matter what. SD Raiders will be looking to close out the season with the win. They have an unbelievable record in terms of being behind at half-time, the SD Raiders. I was doing some research before their last game, and over half of the time when they're losing, more than half the time, in fact it was 70% of the time when they're losing at half-time, they come back and get either a win or a draw. So they are the trailing at half-time, drawing or winning at full-time specialists. And they'll be looking to do that again. They've got themselves a goal. They're back into this game, 1 apiece. And they'll be looking to end the season on a high with a win. Chan Frias finds Eramagu. Nicolou is there, and he does well, Nicolou, because he was under intense pressure from Riley Cox-Barlow. I called the game between these two teams earlier in the year. It was on the day of the Asian Cup final. Matilda's playing the Asian Cup final. It was an absolutely incredible 2-2 draw. Will we get a repeat of that here? It's Santarossa looking to shape up for the shot. It's a 2-2 draw. Both teams had held the lead. And they're back inside the box now again. Aramago plays it low. Chan Frias. The flag goes up. The flag goes up. And he was perfectly positioned there on this near side. It was Aranath Gobanath, but some SD Raiders supporters down to our left did not feel that that was offside at all and expressed that opinion clearly. Perfectly positioned Aranath Gobanath. As I was saying there before, 2-2 draw at Early Smith earlier in the year. SD Raiders went 1-0 up. Sutherland Sharks got themselves back to 2-1. There was a handball on the line that should have been a penalty. There should have been a red card, I beg your pardon. That was a penalty. There was a penalty scored. There was a penalty on the other end with Danny Choi fouled. That penalty was missed. And now Chweki's not worrying about penalties missed. The shot is saved. Danny Choi following up. Danny Choi into the side netting. Well, from our vantage point for a moment, it looked like the ball had flown into the net there. Right on cue, as we mentioned, Danny Choi. He was fouled for the penalty in the game at Ernie Smith Reserve. A penalty that Nick Olsen hit the bar with. Danny Choi with a chance to make it 2-1. Could not convert. And you'd imagine we're going to have a bit of a carnival of football here now in these last 10 or 15 minutes or so. Both teams with absolutely nothing to lose. They might as well just throw caution to the wind and go forward. Takumi Afuka showing lovely skill and footwork there. And he's looking to spread it across, but he's given it straight away to Knezovic. Knezovic has returned the favour, and he's given it straight back to Harrison. And then they've given it away again. Chan Frias is there. He blocks it down. And now 1 again. Well, this game is turning into a complete roller coaster at the back post. It's still there for Cox Barlow. Drops it off for Santarossa. Santa Rosa gets the shot block. Cox Barlow with the shot. I think we're in for an exciting last 15 minutes or so here. ST Raiders will be doing everything they can to end the season with a win, to get as high up the ladder as they possibly can. Sutherland Sharks have now got a very, very inexperienced team out there on the field. The numbers 43, 44, 42 and 40 are all out there on the field. And that suggests to you that they are some of the younger players, and they are, as the corner's floated in for Nizic. And he takes it again really well, Daniel Nizic. That's 2 in a row. Daniel Nizic from corners. Felt like he was having his jersey tugged. But he batted away the attention. And now bowls it out to one of the more experienced players out there, if not the most experienced player out there, Yanni Nicolou. Turns it inside for McDonald. He finds Hollingdale. Hollingdale releases Danny Choi. Choi, he's got a Fuka and Sheweki in the box. Comes back inside, Danny Choi. Checks in past the third player, drops it back outside for Hollingdale. Hollingdale and Santa Rosa battling it out. It's going to be a throw in to the home side. This is Noah Moss. Let's maintain our composure. So it's Cameron Wright out on that far side, experienced assistant referee. Both of these teams looking for the win, playing for the win, so we should have a fun last couple of minutes. Well, Sydney Olympic have equalised. It's Sydney Olympic 1, Sydney FC 1. Manly United 4 goals up. It's changing and turning every minute or so. Sydney Olympic have equalised, so that means Sydney FC go from 43 back down to 41. Rockdale 2 goals to the good, so Rockdale are sitting on 40. So as things stand, Spirit 1-all. Spirit's 41 points will be enough to take them into the playoffs. Chanfer Ice is not worried about that. Either Riley Hollingdale, and he clears it for Danny Choi. Danny Choi elegantly steps around one, waits for Knezovic. Can he accelerate past him? He does, and Knezovic cynically takes him down. And the referee, again, that's the easiest yellow card he'll give all year. Danny Choi in full flight there, sailing past one, looking to cruise past a second. He is brought down by Luka Knezovic. Now, if Luka Knezovic had that happen to him, he would have been most displeased. But he did what you can consider to be the professional thing there. Take down Danny Choi. But he's given away a free kick, and Danny Choi will fancy this with his left foot. So Olympic have equalised. It's the 86th minute in that game. That game looks to have kicked off right on time. So Sydney Olympic 1, Sydney FC 1. So Sydney FC would go to 41 points and -5 goal difference. Danny Choi now with the left-footed free kick. Floated in. Punched away well to the oohs and ahs of the assembled crowd. Everybody's into the game now. Takumi Afuka. He's inside the box of Fuka. Looking to dance around the outside of Fuka. Holds the ball up nicely, then chips it up to the back post. Shot comes in. Blocked away brilliantly while Sheweki felt he had the go-ahead goal there. He drops to his knees. Brilliant play from Afuka. A terrific shot from Sheweki. And a brilliant save from Figueira. As they say, great cricket all round. Good defending, good attacking, good skill, good finishing. And ultimately leads to a corner, which Danny Choi will take. Marconi and Spirit still 1-all, and Sydney United 3 goals to the good. Danny Choi now floats it in to the near post. But, goal scorer is there. Charlie Ragg does well, gets it away, but who else? Richard Sheweki battling hard, running the wrong way somewhat, Richard Sheweki, but maintaining possession. And, has his jersey tugged, but the referee says no foul from Riley Cox Barlow. And he drops it inside for Chanfrias. Chanfrias look to stretch it across to the other side. It's one well in the air. Santa Rosa again battling for the ball, but Hollingdale is there, tackles well, and a second time Riley Hollingdale, and then Danny Choi, beautiful skill, pass one, pass two, Danny Choi in full flight. The crowd are up, the kids are there on the sideline. Every time Danny Choi gets the ball, Danny Choi again, beautiful skill. While the linesman and the assistant rather on the far side flagged for a foul, referee said no. The crowd are booing, they don't like that. But, here is Hollingdale, the battle goes on, and that's Knezovic, and he finds Eramagu. Eramagu stops and comes back inside for Cox Barlow. Back again for Eramagu with the shot. That's an easy one for Nizic. 10 minutes of carnival football to come, you would imagine, here at Seymour Shaw. Danny Choi in full flight. Just get it to Danny Choi. the fans will be saying out on that far side. They're loving it. Every time he gets the ball, he's a player who's had so many injury problems over the years, Danny Choi. There are a few better sights at this level of football than Danny Choi in full flight, as he was there on 2 separate occasions. Might have another chance here. Sutherland Sharks get the ball back again. It's with Hollingdale. Hollingdale does well, and he plays the ball through into space. And there's a chance here now for the youngster, and he flicks it up, but the goalkeeper has saved it really, really well. Well, Sanfilippo, what an opportunity there for the youngster. Eramago goes through. Is there a foul? No foul. Eramago was there. He's got Cox Barlow with him. Cox Barlow is there. What a save from Nizic. And then the clearance comes. This is great stuff. Takumi Ifuka battling. And battling just a little bit too much. Well, Sanfilippo, he's going to earn himself a yellow here, is he? Or is it just going to be sensible refereeing from Noah Moss? I think it is. Well, in fact, he wasn't going to give a yellow card, I don't think. But maybe not so sensible from Sanfilippo. Noah Moss was calling him across. It looked like he was just going to have a little chat to him. Sanfilippo walked away. Noah Moss called him over a second time. A second time Sanfilippo walked away. And I think Noah Moss said, you know what? I think I'm going to give you the yellow card now. So again, one for the experience files for Sanfilippo. If the referee doesn't reach for his pocket and he calls you over, probably best to just walk over quickly, apologise. It looked like Noah Moss was going to show a bit of mercy there, but you walk away twice. The referee's not going to put up with that. So into the book he goes. And McHugh Shore, he's also in the book, and he floats the free kick in to the edge of the box. McDonald is there. Gets a touch. Second touch off a blue jersey, is it? Well, last touch off a green jersey, in fact. So there's a chance now to release Danny Choi again. Here he is. And the man he's marking, or the man who's there with him, is on a yellow card, so we can't really take him out. Ifuka and Rag. Ifuka holding off Rag nicely, steps inside Ifuka, still goes for Shiweki. Shiweki with the shot, and it's a great save. Ifuka, can he get the rebound? He can't. Hoofed away. Only as far as Fereze. And here's Hollingdale. Get the popcorn out. Still about 10 minutes to go. You can't imagine a situation where there are not going to be more goals here in this game. Hollingdale for Shiweki. Turns with time. Shiweki plays the ball again for Hollingdale. Can't quite get there as the defence comes across well, and it's flicked forward, but flicked straight to Sanfilippo. And Sanfilippo then catches Lee. Let's play the advantage, says the referee. Weber against Eramago. Eramago turns inside. Lovely play from Eramago. Can't find Kinesevic. Can only find a green jersey. And now it's back with Rag, who finds Letta. Letta coming forward. A little bit more shape now for the first time in about 20 minutes for the Sutherland Sharks. As the ball comes forward and the referee says that's offside. For the first time in about 20 minutes or so, 4 defenders at the back for Sutherland Sharks, 4 midfielders in the middle and 2 up front. It's been every single formation you'd imagine, apart from 4-4-2. Back with a bit of stability now. 83 minutes gone. Somehow, it's still only 1-1. We'll pause for breath for a moment. We'll check the other scores. Sydney Olympic and Sydney FC into the 92nd minute there, the 93rd minute in fact. But still going. Sydney FC looking to get a goal. Marconi and Spirit still 1-1. 83 minutes gone there. As Shiweki now drops it off for Hollingdale. For Choi. Choi through for Shiweki. Well, the ball ricocheted up in the air and nearly over the top of the goalkeeper. Shiweki straight back to his feet. And the goalkeeper bowls it out. And he finds Santa Rosa. Santa Rosa strides forward, but he drops it back for McHugh Shore. McHugh Shore now playing it forward again for Santa Rosa. Santa Rosa's got Nicolau there, closing him down. Santa Rosa going to get the cross in. Cross comes in low. Nizic, you feel like he called for it there, Daniel Nizic. But the way this game is panning out, Gian Fereze didn't want to take any chances, just got there, cleared the ball out, up and over Smithies. And perhaps out onto the road to Smithies' patron, just having a little look out there to see if the ball is gone. Manly 4 goals up and full time there, Manly United. So it's going to be Manly playing against Sutherland Sharks here on Wednesday night. Floated in again, Nizic is there again. Flaps at it somewhat, Daniel Nizic. But the free kick is called this time. About time, says Daniel Nizic. And certainly that's what the gesture suggested. Some more substitutions now, and it's Lee who's going to make his way off for the ST Raiders. He's been involved in a little bit of to and fro with a few players, Matty Lee, so off he goes. And he is replaced by Ethan Bevan. So it's Lee off and Ethan Bevan on. So my favourite combination is out there. Bevan and McGrath are both out there now. But, a cricketing combination from the 90s and the 2000s. Nizic now taking his time. 85 minutes on the clock. Nizic playing it long, contested in the air. Shaweki trying to win it, can't quite get it. Played forward again and won again by McHugh Shore for the second time. And now Santa Rosa. And, a little bit of head tennis there, and still the head tennis. And eventually it falls for Shaweki. Realises he's got a bit of time there, Richard Shaweki, and turns. Looks up. He's got McDonald outside him. Tries to find McDonald. We had Danny Choi as a second option there. Couldn't find either of them. Appiah 4-2 up now. Appiah over St George City. Checking the other scores. Marconi and Spirit still one apiece. One apiece here, of course. Sydney United 4 goals up. And Manly have won that game by 4-0. Rockdale 2-0 up. So Olympic and Sydney FC. Sydney FC desperate to get a late winner there. And now a little bit of push and shove on the sideline there. So we're getting a little bit silly. And fourth official, Ayad Naji, steps in quickly. He's a tall man, Ayad Naji. Steps in quickly and sorts it all out. It's Hollingdale now, battles in the air. It's won again and played to this near side. Charlie Ragg, he's had a terrific game and he crosses the ball into a dangerous area. But Nizic comes, stands firm. And, that was not the best decision Robert Aramago has ever made in his life. As Nizic now plays it long, again in the general direction of Shaweki. Contest Shaweki. And, forces a clearing header to find Danny Choi. Then a beautiful back heel there. The confidence of these younger players. Harrison now finds Danny Choi. And now Sanfilippo is there. And he finds Takumi Afuka. Afuka looking to get around Bevan, as he did previously. Afuka feints left, feints right. Sanfilippo crosses it in, but it's cleared away comfortably. Webber rises and wins. Chan Fries has got it and he plays it forward. Just off the outside of the boot. Riley Cox-Barlow was there playing ball boy. Hooks it straight back on the throw in. Finds Riley Hollingdale. Not trying to slow things down at all. Sutherland Sharks trying to keep playing, trying to get themselves a win here. Hollingdale plays it out for McDonald. And back inside for Nicolau. Nicolau all the way back to his goalkeeper. Just over 2 minutes of normal time to go here. I've jinxed it by saying there's definitely going to be a goal, haven't I? As Hollingdale plays it through. Shaweki, late flag. Late flag for Richard Shaweki. And, I was just going to unjinx myself there perhaps, but no, the jinx still in effect. As McHugh Shore now takes it short and he finds McGrath. McGrath striding forward. Not many options there in front of him, so he plays it out to this near side. And he finds Ragg. Ragg, oh, beautiful nutmeg from Charlie Ragg. He's going to go for a shot here, Ragg. He drives it in. Header comes in again from Fereze. He's showing some of his experience there, Fereze. Nizic telling him to push out a little bit, not to sit so deep. They are dropping back, and that can happen obviously with younger defenders or players who have not been guaranteed starters. The default position is to sit back. Nizic using his experience there, encouraging everyone to push out just a little bit, not to sit back. Now the corner comes in to the near post. Afuka gets there. Does he get a touch, Afuka? He does indeed. We're going to have another corner. And it's Thomas Santarossa to take it. We're into the last minute. By the time this is taken, into the last minute of normal time. Santarossa now floats it again towards the near post. Flicked on there by Letta. Does it come off to Kimi Afuka again? Well, Aranath Gobanas certainly felt that it did. But, Noah Moss did not. And, he's looking very, very perplexed there indeed, is Luka Knezovic. Waving his arms around, trying to figure out how that wasn't another corner for the ST Raiders. But, the referee is never wrong. And again, on that occasion, it's proven to be true. We're going to have a goal kick. Final check of the score. Sydney Olympic and Sydney FC has ended 1 goal apiece. Rockdale 2-0. That has also ended. And so as things stand, Spirit, they're going to come second. They're going to go up to 41 points. Rockdale would end the season on 40. Indeed, they have. They've gone from 37 to 40. So if Spirit FC can hang on against Marconi for a draw, then that will be how the final 6 ends up. Sutherland Sharks guaranteed 4th. But, they will play Manly as things stand. Now the ball is clipped into the back post. Chan Frias drops it down. Shot comes in! Just away from the post there. Beautiful technique. Being shown from Jet McHugh Shore. Played across the ball beautifully, almost Brazilian style there. And it sailed just towards the angle of post and bar. But, away and wide. A spectacular way to end the season that would have been for the SD Raiders. They certainly are eliminated from finals contention. But this is something that David Perkovich will absolutely not want to see in the last minute of normal time. Out on that far side, Lockie MacDonald is down. He's shaking his head. But, it doesn't look perhaps as bad as it seemed to look maybe 10 seconds ago. He was shaking his head, but he's up. He's walking rather gingerly. Into the 91st minute, Marconi against Spirit. And now Nizic looking to clear the ball. Clears the ball up over halfway. Again, towards Takumi Afuka. Battling it out with Bevan, and there's Shawecki. He finds Hollingdale, and Hollingdale for Choi. Striding towards the box there, Danny Choi. The little step over, Danny Choi plays the cross in. Good clearance away. Sanfilippo was there, waiting to pick up the crumbs. And then a lovely back heel for Takumi Afuka. He stayed onside beautifully. He's got Bevan in front of him, Takumi Afuka. Dancing around Bevan, gets the cross in. Headed away, and then the clearance is fully effected. And Cox Barlow now comes. He's got Nicolau there inside him. Cox Barlow still going. Support outside, Cox Barlow finds the support. Nezovic is inside the box now, stepping inside and outside too. Chan Frias with the shot, brilliant save. The rebound is there, it's still not away, battling away. Chan Frias, he's still there, and it's in! Chan Frias has scored! The comeback Kings do it again. Behind at half-time, ahead at full-time has been the pattern of their season. Somewhat incredibly, they've come back here, and in the 47th, 48th minute, Daniel Nizic is coming across. There's a little bit of afters here between Nizic and Eramago. He'd do well to walk away. But in the 92nd minute here, we did have a final goal to end the game. It is the substitute in the 77 jersey, Justin Chan Frias. And ST Raiders lead by 2-1. Daniel Nizic is being held back. He's still going. And Eramago is still encouraging him on. And again, very sensibly, as we've seen several times here, James Letta, the voice of experience, he is over there, calming Daniel Nizic down. And, a couple of SD Raiders players celebrating. They've got themselves a win here, the SD Raiders. That's what they needed to do. But results elsewhere have not gone their way. They will not play in the finals. It's still 1-1. We're going to have 4 minutes of injury time. Marconi against Spirit. Still 1-1 there. Would send Spirit up into 6th place, as we mentioned, with Sydney FC not being able to get the win over the already relegated Sydney Olympic. Noah Moss wants a second look at his watch. We play on here. Are we going to have a second 2-2 draw? It was 2-2 in the opening game between these two at Ernie Smith. A brilliant 2-2 draw it was as well. My match of the season in terms of the games that I have called. And then Nizic there now plays the ball away and out. And is it out onto the road? Well, it's certainly out onto the pathway in behind. As the time ticks down, Chan Frias checking with Noah Moss to see how much time there is left. It's full time. Black 10 City 1, Western City Wanderers 3. Still playing. Marconi and Spirit. Sydney United now 5 goals up. We're looking for a ball now. Again, the ball has gone. It's the ball boy on this near side. He's earning his ball boy money as he drops it off for Sanfilippo. Sanfilippo plays it all the way across, and of course, as ever, the ball that was missing reappears over on that far side. Still playing Marconi in spirit. Implications at the very top of the table, and also for the playoffs there in those games. The SD Raiders looking to close things out here. They're bringing the ball down into the corner, looking to run out some time. As they turn, they hold the ball up as the ball got out of play. The play on, says the referee. No whistle, play to the whistle. As they always say, as the sun almost sets here on the regular season at Seymour Shaw. On balance, it's been an amazing regular season for the Sutherland Sharks. They started quite poorly, but they've battled back really well, and they've got a chance now. Can they end the season, the regular season, by getting a late goal and make it 2-2? Just behind Shawecki there. He was in position. He's grown in confidence, Sanfilippo, as this game has gone on. There is Nicolau. He dinks the header down for Hollingdale. Hollingdale chests it for MacDonald. MacDonald for Hollingdale. Looking to step inside. Does he catch Knezovic? Well, it matters not. The referee says we're going to play on. Santa Rosa dancing inside one, inside two. Can't get past a third. Another look at the watch from Noah Moss as Hollingdale comes forward. And he drops it off for Choi. Choi can't step inside. The tackle is affected really well there by McGrath. And now Shawecki. And now Shawecki a second time. And now Shawecki a third time. He stays on his feet well, Shawecki. Crosses it in. But, the goal scorer, Justin Chanfrias, does really well there. Blocks the ball down at the expense of a throw. We play on. We've had 5-6 minutes of added time now. And looks like we're going to have a long throw in. You need to hurry things up here, was the look that Noah Moss just gave. Across to Lockie MacDonald. And this, you would imagine, is the last action of the game. Well, Daniel Nizic is going forward. We're going to have perhaps a goalkeeper chance here in the last few minutes. Nizic, can he get there? Nizic nearly gets a touch. Danny Choi with the shot. Well, it's blocked down. Is Daniel Nizic going to stay up? He's racing back, Daniel Nizic. And they've won the ball here. Nizic is out of his goal. Cox Barlow. The goal is empty. Cox Barlow plays it forward for Iramago. Oh, and Iramago was checked there by Riley Hollingdale. Was he offside, Iramago? Well, this would be an incredible end to the game. Iramago, who's been involved with Nizic, they're up again in each other's faces. Daniel Nizic would do well to walk away here, because if there's any pushing and shoving, he might get himself into the referee's notebook. There's more important games ahead here for Daniel Nizic and the Sutherland Sharks. Iramago just needs to walk away, I think. He's walking to the back of the net here, somewhat comedically. He seems to be kicking the camera that's behind the goal. All sorts of shenanigans going on here. Just walk away, his teammates seem to be saying to him as well. There is a possible penalty here. The referee now is calling the two players across. I think he's going to tell them to settle down. Well, it's all happening. There was a long throw in. Daniel Nizic went forward. He almost won the flicked header. The ball was cleared away. Riley Cox Barlow won the ball on halfway with the shoulder charge. It looked like it was a 50-50. Bookings all around. Nizic and Iramago just back in goal there. Let's not have any more silliness. Cox Barlow then played the ball forward for Iramago. Iramago looked to have been fouled by Hollingdale. The offside flag went up from Aranath Gubanath. And at the end of all of that, there's no goals, there's 2 yellow cards, there's no penalties, and there's a free kick for offside. Now, Nicolau plays it forward. We're still not done yet. Afuka can't quite get a touch. The ball is there again with Hollingdale. And he's looking to play it across to find Danny Choi. What excitement we've had here in these last 20 minutes or so. Both teams pressing for a win. And still pressing for a win now. It was Richard Shawecki. The experience tells over that far side. James Letta gets the ball, takes a touch out. And there is the final whistle. What a game this has been, particularly in the second half. Fantastic entertainment. A late winning goal from Justin Chanfrias has made it 2-1 in favour of the away side, the SD Raiders. Richard Shawecki opened the scoring in the 41st. Charlie Ragg with the equaliser in the 71st minute. There was some silliness, there was cards, there was chances. But we end the regular season here at Seymour Shaw with the final score. The home side Sutherland Sharks 1, the away side the SD Raiders 2. David Feeney alongside Mohit Zabeidi wishing you a lovely evening, and we will see you next time, and we will see you possibly next season at the football.